Moving into the 11th hour, what we now know about the talks between BART and union leaders and the likelihood of a strike. This implosion went off as scheduled, but not as planned. The unexpected fallout that cost a spectator his leg. Cakes, torts, and other confections often come in bright colors. The unusual concept behind these gray colored desserts. KPIX 5 News is next.
This is KPIX 5 News.
Good evening. I'm Roberta Gonzales. A Sunday night deadline looming to hammer out an agreement and avoid a strike is less than 30 hours away. BART managers and union leaders are still at the bargaining table tonight. And so far, neither side is giving any hint about what the chances are for an agreement. KPIX 5's Don Knapp is at Caltrans headquarters in Oakland, where talks are continuing behind closed doors. Don? As Bay Area commuters brace for yet another BART shutdown, one Bay Area city is stepping up to ease the pain. KPIX 5's Ryan Takeo shows us what city leaders in San Leandro have in mind.
I take BART from San Leandro to San Francisco every day.
The room at the library will be open from 8:30 to 5 Monday and on Tuesday. Stay with KPIX 5 for continuing coverage of the threatened strike. Now, the best thing to do is just plan ahead and be prepared. So log on to KPIX.com for your survival guide. We have a complete list of commute alternatives, and it will be very helpful. This implosion at a decommissioned PG&E power plant in Bakersfield did not go as planned. 5 spectators were injured when shrapnel was sent flying. The injured were standing behind a barricade set up more than 1,000 feet away from the blast site. One man was rushed to the hospital after police say one of his legs was amputated.
The fence shook at him, and then they looked down. I guess his leg was cut pretty bad. They said, a lot of people said that his foot was missing and his legs all torn up.
Just shortly after the explosion, a piece of probably 4-inch by 6-inch metal shrapnel came across and hit a young lady and then hit me in the knee as well.
4 other people were treated at the site for minor injuries. A divided U.S. Supreme Court says California must release nearly 10,000 prisoners from overcrowded prisons by the end of the year. In a ruling by Justice Anthony Kennedy, the High Court refused to grant the state a reprieve based on improving prison overcrowding. The case has stirred fears among the public. Thousands of criminals will be walking free. At San Quentin Prison today, protesters rallied to show their support for the dozens of inmates on a hunger strike. Prisoners at San Quentin have refused to eat since way back on July 8th. They're protesting policies and punishments within the prison system. One woman whose son is a death row hunger striker says the system needs fixing.
They need to make some programs to help these prisoners adjust to the world and stop all this solitary confinement that's nothing but a torture chambers that just affects them mentally and physically.
California's prison chief has agreed to meet for the first time with advocates for inmates over conditions in solitary confinement. Statewide, more than 331 inmates have refused meals since the strike began 24 days ago. Another world is Thousands take to the streets in Richmond demanding change, what they want from the Chevron refinery to prevent yet another disaster like the one a year ago. They're gloomy looking on the outside, but bright on the inside. The message behind the darkness of these so-called depression cakes. This Tuesday is the one-year anniversary of the Chevron refinery fire. As the Richmond City Council prepares to take the oil company to court over the fire, Richmond citizens take to the streets. KPIX 5's Patrick Tadeo was there.
One by one, protesters were arrested today after marching from the Richmond BART station to the Chevron refinery.
Authorities say 210 people were arrested. They were processed at a nearby fire station and released. There were no injuries. In San Francisco today, a unique way to raise awareness of mental health issues. A pop-up bakery in San Francisco's Castro district is called the Depressed Cake Shop. The cakes and other goodies are all gray colored on the outside, but on the inside, they're colorful and vibrant. It's a creative way to show how people with depression often feel.
Depression is often such a sad, down, sort of gray feeling, and what we really want to do is promote people's expression of depression.
Today's Depressed Cake Shop was a one-time only event, but organizers say there is so much interest in other events in Oakland and other Bay Area locations. All the bakers have some experience with depression. Hey, it's been called the closest thing to becoming Iron Man, the new water sport that's becoming all the rage. And, well, it was pretty sunny around the Bay Area today, but we have drizzle back in the forecast. That pinpoint outlook as the news continues right here on KPIX 5.